Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. It's a pleasure to be here for the Invest Yukon Virtual Site Tour Series. It's unfortunate you could not come this year to experience the wonders and the history of the Dawson District in person. For anyone that has an interest in gold exploration, it's a must-visit destination. But the Invest Yukon team has really done a truly incredible job, and I think you're in for a real treat. But before we get into that, I'll give you a brief overview of the company and why we believe it's such a unique opportunity to hopefully participate along with us in unlocking the value in this historic jurisdiction. And we hope that by the end of today, you will share our views and optimism. White Gold is a very unique exploration company for a number of reasons. We felt that way when we founded the company a few years ago in late 2016 and have never been more excited about the prospects of our company than we are today. Although the company is only a few years old, it's following up on a 100-year-plus legacy and is the benefactor of over 10 years of modern-day exploration work and nearly $100 million of exploration being spent in that time. We're very fortunate to have been able to compile this land package. I don't think it would be possible to do again. So there's four main reasons why we believe White Gold is so unique and interesting in our view. The first is that the company presents a huge district scale opportunity in a prolific and underexplored mining jurisdiction with major recent gold discoveries in a pro-mining jurisdiction in Canada, one of the top rated jurisdictions in the world. This cannot be understated. It's actually almost too good to be true. There just aren't that many places like that left on the earth. It's in our view like owning the majority of the Timmins Camp or the Abitibi or parts of the Nevada gold fields 100 years ago. The second thing is that the company already has significant defined resources based on the millions of dollars of work that's been done in the recent years, as I mentioned, and these deposits are in the top decile in Canada in terms of their size and grade potential. But even more exciting than that is the company presents an unparalleled pipeline of new discovery potentials with this huge land package that we've been able to compile. Third, the company is run by a highly accomplished and successful management team that has been involved with every major discovery in the district and is responsible for kicking off this modern gold rush and truly knows this district better than anyone on the planet. Last and certainly not least, the company has the good fortune of an all-star strategic shareholder base, which includes Agnico Eagle and Kinross, who each own a little over 17% of the company, as well as Eric Sprott and the Power One Group, one of Canada's leading investment groups. These groups share our vision on the prospectivity of the opportunity, which we believe is a great validation. So I'll get into the overview now. For the benefit of those that are new to the story, I'll start with a bit of the history. The company's focus in Canada's White Gold District in the Yukon. This area was made famous 100 plus years ago as it was the site of the historic Klondike Gold Rush, where 100,000 plus prospectors basically risked everything they had in the seek of riches. It's been viewed by many to be pivotal in terms of Canadian exploration and other legacies which are still in place today based on the creation of many major establishments. The prolific success of that era is second to none in the world. And to date, it's continued extensively. Over 20 million ounces of gold have come out of the creeks and is continuing to producing more and more every year. And the lure is as strong as ever, as you see with Discovery Channel's show Yukon Gold Rush, now in its 10th season, and I think one of its most popular of all time. What's very odd that in spite of all this gold production at surface, it wasn't until just recently that people began to search for the source of this gold. Clearly, it didn't come from the sky, so it made sense to look in the earth below. But it wasn't just until the last decade that the district started to see this modern day exploration. Astoundingly, these efforts were almost rewarded right away with several multi-million ounce major hard rock discovery, which around 2010 kicked off what many are calling a modern gold rush. And that White Gold now has the privilege of being at the forefront of. Most notable in terms of these new discoveries at the onset of this new gold rush was the discovery of the Golden Saddle deposit by Underworld Resources. This was immediately taken out by Kinross and really the start of the gold rush. Shortly thereafter, just a few kilometers away, Coffee deposit was discovered by Kaminak that Gold Corp acquired for over $500 million in 2016. And this property is now owned by Newmont, who continued to advance it towards production. What's truly amazing is that all of this recent success can effectively be traced back to one man, Shawn Ryan. It was Shawn's vision and innovative exploration technique that actually led to all these discoveries. On the back of his success and the belief that there were more discoveries to be had, Shawn wanted to execute on a systematic and controlled exploration plan where he could execute and carry out his very novel and efficient exploration plan that had led to the success in the district. Believing that based on what he saw had led to those 2 early discoveries, there was reason to believe that there was a high likelihood of discovering many more deposits. So Shawn assembled the majority of the best claims in the district and had brought that opportunity to the Power One Group, knowing that we were big supporters and believers in the Yukon. He explained to us that he was able to get back the best properties that he auctioned off in that first stage of the new gold rush, cherry-picked the best targets, and this time around, wanting to optimize his chances for success, believing that based on what he saw, there was a very high likelihood of more discoveries to be had. He wanted to maintain control over the operations and the exploration of the district, and had rolled all the properties into one company, which was the foundation for the formation of White Gold. We were totally floored by this opportunity to be able to participate in effectively controlling the majority of the best targets in this emerging and prolific district in Canada. We saw mentioned the uniqueness of this opportunity, and we're very much of the belief that others would share this view with us, and suggested to Shawn that we show the opportunities to some of the major mining companies. And we did that, and not surprisingly, they were all very interested. From that group, we had the fortune of being able to choose Agnico as our partner to provide the early stage capital and expertise to execute on our plan. Agnico is obviously one of the most highly respected mining companies in the world, and it has a great track record of success in Northern Canada with such a strong technical team. They were the perfect fit, and it's been a great relationship going forward. In addition to Agnico, we're also able to bring Kinross in as a partner to the acquisition of their underworld assets. They were interested in doing that deal with White Gold, as White Gold had a team that found them and had all the experience in the district, and they were very interested in increasing their exposure in the district. Believe it or not, that all happened in less than 1 year of the company's formation, which is quite a lot. But even more unbelievable is, notwithstanding that, more has transpired in the last 3 years since. After getting underway in mid-2017, our approach has basically been 3-pronged, focusing on what we view as our 3 different buckets of property types, being our advanced stage, intermediate stage, and early stage projects. On each of these different products, we deploy our data-driven exploration methodology, which the guys will get into in the video. We've been totally thrilled by the work that's undergone each year and have experienced tremendous success on each front, where our flagship properties, we were able to demonstrate the upside potential in growing the size of these assets by over 50%. Our Golden Saddle and Arc deposit now is a little over 1.5 million ounces, with the addition of the VG deposit, another one of Shawn's discoveries that we acquired last year, puts our total deposit at just under 1.8 million ounces of gold, as I mentioned, putting in one of the top deciles in Canada. In addition to that, and I think what most people are most excited about, is the new discoveries that we've been able to make in the last few years. These include the Ryan Surprise, which is located just 2 kilometers west of the Golden Saddle. It's very highly strategic in terms of being able to increase the size of that deposit. The ultra high grade Titan discovery last year, which returned some of the highest grade gold results in the history of the Yukon. Our high grade Vertigo discovery, and the discovery on the Betty property, which is contiguous and ties on to Newmont's Coffee deposit. So that brings us to today. 2020 has been a very busy year. We have a program in place that was designed to be very impactful. And as you may have seen, we just started to release some results. And so far, we couldn't be happier with what we've seen. The results that came out today were on our Ryan Surprise, which demonstrated the extension and discovery of new high-grade zones on that property, and which I mentioned is so close to the Golden Saddle, makes it very highly prospective in terms of being able to help that resource continue to grow inside. And even more exciting is the fact that that's situated on a very large 11-kilometer trend with 7 additional highly prospective targets. This year also saw a lot of work on a number of our other very highly prospective targets, including the Titan, and on our Betty and Bonanza properties, getting those ready to drill for next year, some of our most highly anticipated projects, as well as extensive work on our JP Ross project, which hosts the Vertigo, and a number of other very interesting targets. So that's a bit of an overview on what we have going on in White Gold, and why we're so excited. Most companies are just looking to find something. We already have the benefit of having done that, and the benefit of being able to leverage that expertise in the district, which has proven to be successful in all these recent discoveries. Nico, Kinross, Sprott, and others certainly share our enthusiasm and our vision, as well as the institutional analysts who have a $3 average target price on our company. And we hope that after today, you guys will also share our vision and join us as we endeavor on unlocking the potentials of this district. Enjoy the video.
Welcome to the Invest Yukon virtual site tour. My name's Shawn Ryan. I'm a prospector based out of Dawson City, Yukon, and this is the White Gold project. It's located 80 kilometers south of Dawson City. I've been here since basically 2007, staked it in 2002 actually. In 2010, Kinross picked up this project, and at that point we made the discovery on the Coffee project, and that kind of launched the big staking rush. And there was literally over 50,000 claims staked here, with about probably 20 different juniors. White Gold was actually formed in 2016, and the idea was I packaged all my claims from the district into one company, figuring that if you believe in, basically I say the Kool-Aid that you drink, that there's got to be at least one more deposit out there in our portfolio. So right now we have well over 40% of the district, which is roughly around 20 to 22,000 claims that we have under one wing, under the White Gold. And it's basically concentrated from Dawson City all the way to the Coffee project. How we go about prospecting and trying to figure, where to drill a good diamond drill hole or rab hole is we start off with running these big ridges and spurs. So that means every ridge top that we see around me, we've actually ran it with a recon soil line, sampling every 50 meters. Then we follow it up with a grid program, which is a tighter survey for soil sampling. Then if we still get some joy out of it, then we move into doing ground geophysics, mag VLF, and then we've actually put with GroundTruth exploration, which is a contracting arm that works out of Dawson City. What we actually do is we run drones, so that basically to fly around, getting area photography. We do drone LIDAR now, this started this year, and that gives us the structure. And then we have these little rad drills that are lightweight, that are basically probably 15% of the cost or 30% of the cost of a diamond drill. And the idea is that we could drill a quick 100-meter hole in a 12-hour shift. And then what we do is we XRF the samples coming out of the hole in a live format. So that gives us a rough metal count of what's going on in the hole. And then at the end of the shift, we put this downhole televiewer down there, and that gets an oriented picture with the structure. So we use mag, so that gives us magnetic components. That helps us find structure. We use VLF. That's another kind of technique that we've been bringing in for the last 2 years. So all these techniques, and then we bring in this thing called the geoprobe. Instead of trenching, we basically put a hole down every 2.5 to 5 meter spacings, down about 6 feet. And so that's low impact. You could hardly see where our trail's been. And the idea is that that kind of helps us figure out where the targets are. But the beauty of it is it's unbiased and it's low impact.
Welcome to the White Gold Core Shack here at Thistle Camp. Today we're going to be talking about our Golden Saddle and Arc deposits. That's our flagship project. We're going to start off maybe just looking at a map here to help get your bearings and see where we are. There's Dawson City up in the north. So most of our property is south of Dawson City. It's a huge land package. It takes in almost 200 kilometers north to south. The star here shows the location for our Golden Saddle and Arc. Again, that's our flagship. Okay, here's a box of core from our Golden Saddle deposit. Again, it's a lot of quartz veins, as you can see here. A lot of brecciation, a little bit of pyrite, probably about 1%, but you know, some good gold numbers. There you can see the brecciated texture. Good gold values. Really good gold recoveries from the metallurgical test work, about 92, 93%. Some visible gold right here in this piece associated with this quartz vein. The Golden Saddle and our Arc deposits, as I say, they're our flagship. We've got about 1.1 million ounces of gold in the Golden Saddle and Arc. That's in the indicated category. It grades about 2.3 grams per ton. We've also got about 400,000 ounces in the inferred category. And so collectively about 1.5 million ounces at the Gold Saddle and Arc. The goal of this year's exploration program, we've got 2 diamond drilling programs planned, one on the Ryan Surprise near the Golden Saddle and Arc. We're also doing a diamond drilling program on our Titan project. This year we have a $4 million exploration budget. We've got 3,000 meters of diamond drilling planned on, again, 2 projects. We've got about 20 RAB holes planned. That's rotary air blast drill holes. We did a big trenching program on one project called JPR. So that was another.
Okay, here we are. We're coming up to this North Frenzy. And these are the trenching programs that we did this year on the JP Ross project. We actually had 52 different targets, and we managed to trench about 29 of them. And at the moment, what we're doing is we're actually finding it's not one source of gold that dumps into Henderson Creek. There's actually multiple sources. So that's what I'm saying. We're now finding all these different zones of mineralization. So here we could see a really nice zone moving through here. So you can see how it rises up above. So that's called silicified. And the idea is that that's why they stand out like this, these little ridges. But this is what's causing our soil anomalies in this part of the grid. And these will make good drill targets. We put 4 trenches across this northern target called the North Frenzy. These are around 50 to 60 meter long trenches, but we actually have 4 of them covering the same linear soil anomaly. Now we've got over 600 meters that we see it across these various trenches because we've trenched every couple hundred meters. And the idea is that we've seen the same kind of system. Once we get the assays, this will make a fantastic drill target. These deposits are being found. So now it's just a matter of time that we're going to find more and more. And that's what the whole premise of White Gold is not to be a company that delineates basically ore bodies, but it's a company that finds them, gets them all tuned up. We don't want to strictly focus on one spot. We want to actually understand the district as a whole.